13signsastrology.com. How y'all doing this evening, man? Just getting back up and rolling after a really long ritual. Been practicing magic, for what I consider magic. Definitely right before I started this channel, which was in 2011. And when I first started, it was a rough path. Definitely a rough path. A lot of trial and error, learning and things of that nature. But I stuck with it. And in 2017, I kind of got out of a really serious, rough transition when it came to a relationship. So I decided to enter into this new ritual in 2017, and it took me 3 or 4 years, but however, this ritual was completed, and I'm really happy because it was a ritual pertaining to sex and sexuality, and proving that what we're taught about here in the U.S. as far as sex and drugs and a lot of things that we consider sin, the way we're taught about these things is a part of what I call a deep miseducation when it comes to the occult. And that's what I wanted to prove. And so far, that's what I'm starting to prove. It's a deep financial miseducation too. When you give of yourself and you give of your own spiritual energy, you're supposed to make money from that. A lot of money from that. Your energy is worth gold. It's the equivalent to a commodity. It's worth more than gold. It's a conductor. And what happens is that when you abuse your sexual energy and you're mistaught about it, you end up getting put into a scenario where you become either a victim of some sort, whether it's a victim of the state and they pimping you for it, and I'm saying they making millions, y'all, off of this, off of something that you could control, or you become a victim of the U.S. government, which is a bunch of fags, and they control it. You gonna let these fucking faggots control you? Seriously, man. Or you're gonna take back control on your own, and that's gonna take men and women that's willing to stand up. So I went and did this ritual. To make a long story short, it took me a few years to finish it, but I completed one half of my ritual. So now I'm in what's called the second phase of my ritual, where I'm working with other people privately to manifest and prove that your body is worth X amount of dollars. And after we prove that, we're going to use the money that we proved that with to build a community, to prove that it can be done, because that's what's going to have to happen. And it's not that we might not be successful on a long-term level. I mean, of course, the government's going to come, try to do their thing, but even if this just represents an example of what it means to be successful off of magic, rituals, and occult and things of that nature. So what me and my fans pride ourselves on is that we made it all off of this from nothing, from just alchemy and the occult. There was nobody was here when we first started this. There was no one here to help us with these rituals when we first started. The people come in at a later date when they see that there's some money involved in it. Like I said, people in the occult, all they give a fuck about is money, man. Like, seriously, the more I get into this, I realize that that's why they aren't really successful, because when they see it's some money, here they come running. When they see it's over $1 million, like, I'm talking about making millions. Like, we just did this ritual. We're going to make $1 million from this ritual. Like, when they see stuff like that and money figures like that, then it's like, oh, here I come. But you're not willing to put in the work, what it's going to take to get to that point. You just want to come in once you're already there. So that's what I kind of experienced. So now I'm moving into a scenario where I'm invited to be the master of ceremony in a new ritual, and I'm not going to pass it up. So stay tuned for more. Right now I'm currently somewhere in Iowa, y'all, headed out west. I decided to go back out west, so I'll be out west soon. Stay tuned. Washington, Cali area, where I'm headed to next. So Arizona, that area. So as always, stay vigilant. Namaste.